Hello students, today we will discuss dimensional analysis. So let's start. Dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis is a mathematical technique which makes use to study of a dimensions for solving several engineering problems. Each physical phenomenon can be expressed by an equation giving relationship between different quantities. Such quantities are dimensional or non-dimensional. Dimensional analysis helps in determining a systematic arrangement of a variables in the physical relationship, combining the dimensional variables to form a non-dimensional parameters. Use of dimensional analysis. Number 1, to test the dimensional homogeneity of any equation of a fluid motion. Number 2, to derive a rational formulae for flow phenomenon. Number 3, to derive an equation expressed in terms of non-dimensional parameters to show the relative significance of each parameters. Number 4, to plan a model test and present the experimental results in a systematic manner, thus making it possible to analyze the complex fluid flow phenomenon. Advantages of dimensional analysis. Number 1 is expresses the functional relationship between the variables in dimensionless terms. Number 2, in hydraulic model studies, it reduces the number of variables involved in a physical phenomenon. Number 3, by proper selection of variables, the dimensionless parameters can be used to make certain logical deduction about the problem. Number 4, design curve by the use of dimensional analysis can be developed from experimental data or direct solution of the problem. Number 5, it enables getting up a theoretical equation in a simplified dimensional form. Number 6, dimensional analysis provide partial solution to the problem that are too complex to be dealt with mathematically. Number 7, conversion of unit of a quantities from one system to the another system is facilitated. So let's talk about the fundamental quantities, that is primary quantities. Length in SI unit, it is measurement is meter and symbol is capital L. Mass in SI unit kilogram is denoted by capital M. Time, second in SI unit is denoted by capital T. Temperature, Kelvin in SI unit is denoted by theta. Electrical current in SI unit ampere is denoted by I. Amount, that is mole, is denoted by N. And luminous intensity, the unit is candela and denoted by J. The above mentioned parameters are called primary parameters. From that primary parameters, if you combine primary parameters or fundamental quantities, you will get a secondary quantities or derived quantities. So the quantities which are expressed in terms of fundamental or primary quantities are called derived or secondary quantities. The expression for a derived quantities in terms of primary quantities is called dimension of the physical quantities. Secondary quantity has more than one fundamental dimension. For example, area you can tell this is L is squared, so L is the length, and like volume, this is L cube, so L is derived from length. Similarly, for linear velocity, L t minus 1. So this is actually a secondary or derived quantities. Dimensional homogeneity. It is most important terminology. Each term in an equation, when reduced to a fundamental dimension, must contain identical powers of each dimension. A dimensionally homogeneous equation is applicable to all the system of units. In a dimensionally homogeneous equation, only quantities having same dimension can be added or subtracted or equated. For example, if you consider hydrostatic pressure P is equal to rho gh, so for left hand side, dimension of the left hand side can be derived, that is pressure force by area, so it is mass into acceleration by area, so this is mlt minus 2 divided by L2, and this is equal to mlt minus 1 T2. And similarly, dimension of the right hand side, that is first one is rho, which is mass by volume, so this is ml minus t minus ml minus 3. Gravitational acceleration L t minus 2, and height, that is h is height L, and if you combine you will get m L minus 1 t minus 1, where dimension of left hand side is equal to dimension of right hand side, and this is basically dimensional homogeneity. So application of dimensional homogeneity. Number 1 is facilitated to determine the dimension of physical quantity. Number 2, it helps to check whether an equation of an physical phenomenon is dimensionally homogeneous or not. Number 3, it facilitates conversion of units from one system to the another. Number 4, it provides a step towards dimensional analysis, which is employed to plan experiments and to present the result meaningfully. So let's talk about the method to determine the dimensional analysis. Several methods are available, but here at first we discussed about Rayleigh's method, which is used for determining the expression of a variable which depends upon maximum of 3 or 4 variables only. So Rayleigh's method can be used for 3 and 4 variables. So if you consider a x is a function of x1, x2, x3 xn, so x is a dependent variable while x1, x2, x3, xn are the independent variables. Dependent variable is one about which information is required, while independent variables are those which govern the variation of dependent variable. To understand the Rayleigh's method, we start one numerical. So let's take one example. Find the expression for the drag force on a smooth sphere of diameter capital D moving with a uniform velocity capital V in a fluid density rho and dynamic viscosity mu. So we have to find out the relation between drag force to the diameter, velocity, density and viscosity. So let's start this problem. So in this problem, your drag force, that is Fd, is a function of diameter d, velocity of the fluid, density and dynamic viscosity. So you can write df c t to the power a, b, v to the power b, rho to the power c and mu to the power d, where c is non-dimensional constant. Now if you take the principle of dimensional homogeneity, then you will get FD C dA B V to the power B rho to the power C and mu to the power D. And for this force we can write the dimension ML T to the power minus 2. Similarly, for diameter we can say this is L to the power A. For velocity it is L T minus 1 to the power B. For density M L minus 3 to the power C. And for dynamic viscosity this is M L minus 1 T minus 1 to the power D. So as far as the principle of dimensional homogeneity is concerned, right hand side must be equal to left hand side. So for M, if you observe in left hand side you will find the power of M is 1, which is equal to here the power C plus D. Similarly for L, here power is 1 in left hand side, and for right hand side you will get for A, for B, and this is minus 3C and minus D. Similarly for T, you will get here it is minus 2, this minus 2, and minus B minus D. Now if you observe here, from this equation you will get C is equal to 1 minus D, and from this equation B is equal to 2 minus D. Now put the value of C and B in this equation. So this is 1 A B 3C D. So if I take A, then it will be 1 minus B plus 3C plus D. Now I am putting the value of C and B in terms of D, then it will be 1 2 plus D, because it is minus, plus 3 1 minus D minus plus D. And after simplification you will get A is equal to 2D. So let us write down the original equation, that is FD, which is equal to C that is D A V to the power B rho to the power C and mu to the power D. So here we can rewrite as D A is basically 2 minus, so A is basically, here you get A is basically 2 minus D, 2 minus D. V is also 2 minus D, rho is 1 minus D, and mu is equal to D. If you rearrange this, we'll get d to the power 2, v to the power 2, rho to the power 1, and this is equal to mu rho v d power d, like this. or you can write this particular thing and combining this constant, non-dimensional constant. If you combine this, you will get d square v square rho, and we can write in terms of, suppose it is a function like this. This is mu rho v d. Okay. Now we know Reynolds number is given by rho v d by mu. So it is a reciprocal of that. So you can write drag force is d square v square rho. It is a function of 1 by Reynolds number. So by using, so in this problem, your drag forces depend upon 4 parameters: diameter, velocity, density, and rho. And ultimately, you will get the result that drag force depends upon diameter square, velocity square, and density, and also the Reynolds number. I hope you understand. Thank you. Stay safe.